Okay, here we have a Stihl chainsaw, MS180. It's a spares and repairs chainsaw. I have no idea about it. I don't know if it runs. I don't know anything. So what we're going to do, we're going to open it up, check it, check the cylinder, check everything. Make sure it is all there to start with, to make sure it's actually worth doing. Okay, first thing to do is open it up. Can you open the cover for me?
Right.
Oh, let's have a look in there. That looks, at first glance, very, very dirty. So, let's see now. What's the linkage like? Open that up. So we've got something's not quite right there. So we'll have to check that out. Okay, what we're going to look at in here now, just to begin with, is inside the air filter. So pull the air filter off and have a look in there. That looks very mucky. So let's delve in a bit deeper, and we're going to take off the air filter here. So we need a 8mm socket. So I'm just going to open this out here. Okay, stop it. Okay, next thing we're going to do is check for ignition. And that means we need to find out whether we've got a spark on the spark plug. And if we haven't got a spark, it can't ignite the petrol and the engine won't run. So first thing we're going to do is go back to here. This is what we've just looked at. I'm going to push this up there so that that small piece of metal makes contact with that small piece of metal there. So when I pull this, it's not going to accidentally start. So, or as well, I could even actually just pull that off. So I'm just going to pull it over and see how it feels. Well, that feels good. It feels a good, strong compression. So it feels like we haven't got too many problems with the cylinder itself. Okay. So I said the linkage didn't quite feel right, and it doesn't. So because when I try and push up here with my thumb, there is a little metal bit there, and that metal bit has to touch that bit there, and that shorts out the ignition system to stop the engine. So when you want to stop the engine, you push this lever up, and then that makes contact with that, and then that shorts out the system. So there we go. So if I do that, you see it's not working there. It's just, I think that just needs adjusting. So I have to push that up to do. So that's just dirty. So we'll get that cleaned up. So that's something to bear in mind. Okay. Okay, let's have a look at the plug. Have a good look at that. Okay. Get it in focus. That's it. Stay still. Okay, that doesn't look too bad. Maybe a little bit of carbon on there, but nothing too bad. It's not oily, it's not greasy, which means it's not running rich. Bit of carbon, nothing to worry about really. Okay, now I'm going to attach it back to the spark plug boot here. Make sure that's in, and then I'm going to hold it against here, so that this here grounds against that, because the electric system is all grounded. So if you watch there now, while I pull it over, what you'll be looking for is a little spark, and hopefully it should spark. So get a nice close view. Right, the next thing I'm going to do, just to make life a little bit easier, is to take the bar and chain off. So to do this, I take these bolts off. Gosh, whoever's put those on did them nice and tight. Let's get those off. Let's let's have a look under here. I bet it's going to be absolutely filthy under here. Are you ready? Get a good close-up of it underneath here. In fact, not as bad as I expected. So, let's take the bar and chain off. Be careful because these bits here are extremely sharp. Okay, so let's just put that to one side and then have a look here. So, this is the clutch housing. So, if I pull that back, that has taken off the chain brake. So now that should be free spinning. Not brilliant. Okay, we'll come back to that. So the next thing I want to look at is what's going on underneath here. This is, some people call it a muffler or a silencer, or an exhaust manifold. So for this, we're just going to call it the exhaust. I'm going to take off these two here and then get in behind and have a look, because what we want to see is the inside of the cylinder. What we're looking at here, just through there, that's the exhaust port. And in there, you can see the side of the piston. And if you look, I'm going to move it up and down very slowly. So you can see the ring there. Can you see the ring? The little line, there's a second ring. But on this one, there is a little bit of scoring on the side of the piston, on the exit side. It doesn't look too bad. We've already checked that it's got ignition and compression. So I think we are safe with that. We can run with that. Okay, so partly the aim of this video is to make this chainsaw run. It hasn't run when I got it, so it doesn't run. We've checked for spark. We've checked that compression, this, that, and the other. We had a look inside the exhaust port to make sure that the piston wasn't too scored. So what we're going to do is change out a lot of the components on this chainsaw to aftermarket parts. I'll explain them as we go. So we've got an ignition coil here, we've got a spark plug, we've got a brand new carburetor. We might not even need it, but I've got it anyway, because this pack here was only £11 delivered. So I thought, well, why not? We've also got a worm drive there for the oil pump. We've got a new oil pump, and we've got some pin bearings for the clutch. Okay, so all the components of this particular saw are incredibly gummed up. Lots of sawdust inside here. The sawdust is mixed with all the chain oil. It is absolutely everywhere. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to have to just give it all a good clean up. So watch this space.
Like when it's all disassembled. It's a bit dirty obviously, so we need to clean it. But right now, they're just all in bits. So it's getting dark, which we're gonna carry on with this tomorrow. So see you tomorrow.